Hey friends, thanks for joining us. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment, tell us what you think. Benny, where can they find us on social media?
Yeah, you can find us at Ray Benny Sports. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Ray's favorite TikTok, and of course, don't forget Reddit.
Let's get right. Yes, check us out. Let's get right into it. I'm excited to talk about playoff hockey. I know it was a disappointing game last night, and it was a late one, but still, my hopes are up. Let's start off with the week that was in Vegas. Was
encouraging. You know, like they managed to play a pretty good first game on the road in Vegas and came away with a victory. Like you said, last night didn't work out. They played a good first period and it didn't work out for them at the end. But good to be coming home 1-1.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I'll just riff off of you. It was what a lot of people were hoping for. The week that was in Vegas was what a lot of people were hoping for. If we took one, we're in really good shape. And they took that one convincingly to start off the series. Again, last night they lost 5-3. It was tough, but taking a split and coming home to a crazy crowd inside and outside is great. And they had so many bright spots in both games. So I'm comfortable. Not happy, but I'm comfortable.
And that's the thing. The opportunity was there to steal both games, right? And after that first period yesterday, it was very encouraging. The unfortunate thing, the 4-on-3 power play that everyone's talking about, and just not finishing their chances, ended up, being part of their demise.
Could have been 3-0.
Yeah,
could very well have been 3-0. And Hellebuyck, of course, is a constant. That save at like 14 minutes, 14:30, where he came across with the glove, like,
right on the goal line. He got it in there, and he even took the puck to the head, to the forehead there, which left him bleeding as well.
Crazy. And
quick bandage, and he was back out there. I was kind of surprised they didn't bring him up for concussion protocol, but
no doubt, puck to the head with blood, you'd think. But Adam Lowry, another bright spot. Had a great first and second game. And that goal that they got on the power play, which is also good to see, was another one of those grinding kind of, win the face off, get in front of the net. He tipped it and it was a goal. So everybody wants to see Captain Lowry, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he's on a heater right now, man, and he's bringing it every game. And that line to me altogether with Appleton and Barron has been pretty good over the first two games, and probably their best line over those two games, consistently over those two games. So hopefully they can keep it going. Hopefully the top two lines can figure it out a bit better than they did last night.
Yeah. And of course, with we'll talk about Ehlers in a second coming back. That'll shift some people in the lineup. And not to say that it'll mess things up and make things even better. I got a shout out to Brossois for keeping Vegas in it in that first period also.
Yeah, he definitely was a big difference in that. Even in the first game, he was good in that first period there. He let in a couple softies later on in that first game, but last night he didn't allow anything else after the first goal from Lowry, and he made some big saves, especially on Kyle Connor. Can't remember what he ended off with, but Connor was at 8 shots at one point, and he robbed him a couple times, and he got Scheifele pretty good and Dubois. So
yeah, he knows him in practice.
Yeah, and Dubois chirped him after that game one when he scored there, and Brossois was probably like, "I'll get you back, bro."
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, we can't move on without mentioning Barron, who you mentioned, but that skate to the face and him taking that, some people are like, oh, stop glorifying that. It's like, think about it. Like, if that were any other person out of their job, they'd be gone for a week. Yeah. I'm taking the week off. I got cut in the face with 75 stitches. He came back in half an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he was probably more annoyed because it took the guy, the doctor too long to put 75 stitches. The doctor's probably like, come on, man, 75 stitches plus here. Do you want to look bad afterwards?
He's like, forget the freezing, whatever. I love the Anakin Skywalker memes. Those are great. So looking at the two games, they look very effective in game one, not so much in game two. What were the differences that you saw between game one and game two that I guess were the difference?
I guess, the biggest thing to me was just attention to detail. Like they allowed, after that Carlson goal, that changed the complexion of the game. The Jets were pretty much in control up until that point. Carlson goal, it happened. The Vegas started taking over and basically outshot the Jets. Like they had 30 plus shots from that point on, kind of thing, around there, the last two periods. So attention to detail. They didn't follow, keep track of their guys in their own zone. Even the Carlson goal, they couldn't get the puck out. Scheifele had a long shift at that point. Dubois had a long shift at that point. They were tired. They couldn't get the puck out. Later on goals, like even the Stevenson goal, Scheifele, again, you let your guy go. You didn't follow him. You could have actually knocked that puck away. He
Yeah.
didn't do it. And then subsequent, the next 2 goals, same thing. Guys open, Stone was open, Stone tapping. So they
And the
kind of failed on that
intensity
part.
and the lack of intensity on that, not lack of, or like they couldn't step up. But the shots on goal for Vegas, having 17 in the first game and then 39 in the second game, none of those goals were pretty goals. It was all about, and none of them were like complete breakdowns of the defense. It was just being able to keep the puck and them being just the pressure that they had in the jet zone as well as neutral zone was astounding. And they just dominated in
Yeah.
the second and third, mostly third of that game.
Yeah, and the Jets, they didn't have a good enough answer to any of that. And you thought maybe the Stenlund goal would kind of calm things down and bring it into perspective for the Jets. And in the third, they'd come out better. But Vegas showed why they were, they finished first.
Yeah.
And they came out in that third and just took the game from there. And they were obviously the better team in that third period.
And then like after that first game, I messaged you. I'm like, Vegas forecheck is gonna be a swear word next game. And I didn't say that because I know or I have some kind of crystal ball. It's because the coach was like, yo, we were missing our forecheck and we had to get behind the Jets and stay there. And they did that game. They were able to keep the puck in the Jets zone by having constant pressure on them. And Jets didn't have an answer for it.
No, and the Jets managed it pretty good in the first period. Like they were quick at getting that puck out of their own zone. Like Vegas would pump it in and Jets would be right back out.
Yeah.
And Vegas, figured it out, and Jets had no answer for Vegas forecheck after that.
So both of us have the Jets backgrounds. You have the old school whiteout. I have the new school whiteout. Game 3 coming up in Winnipeg. What needs to be done to get back into that game 1 form? Of course, they'll have the energy of the crowd. I think most of the roster is used to that. I don't think they will be overwhelmed by the whiteout. That'll give them energy more than overhype them. But one of the things I think they got to do is really got to get line 1 going. When they are consistent and dominant, like they were in game 1, this team is almost unstoppable against a team like Vegas. I'm not saying against every team, but against a team like Vegas, if that team is going, they're dangerous.
Yeah, I agree.
The team is dangerous. Sorry.
Yeah, I agree. And they had chances yesterday. They just couldn't finish that at first. And it's like they kind of tapered off after that. Especially Scheifele didn't have end up having the greatest game, even on the Stephenson goal. He was, not very good. He had 4 turnovers in that game. So he needs to be better, especially when you're the star player of the team. Basically, you need to be better. So I agree with that. They have to get back to a little bit of disciplined hockey, going back to what I was saying about, not watching or covering their guy or losing guys in that defensive zone. So they need to go back to game 1. Bonus system. The Jets they're a good team, but they're not full of superstars, right? So you can't take shifts off. You have to be on the night. And if you give those guys their top guns, Stone, Eichel, all those guys, any room, Carlson especially, man, those 2 goals he scored in the series are pretty good. They're going to make you pay for it. And I know we got Hellebuck, and for the most part, he'll make some wicked saves, but you can't. All 5 goals yesterday were basically between the 2 faceoff dots and in front of the net. You can't give up those quality chances.
Some rebounds there, and not able to clear out in front of the net. And it goes back to this thing that's been the constant negative on this team, especially when they're going through that streak, is how they have faced adversity. And here's their adversity. Now let's see how they come back with it, because other than the loss to Calgary, well, not other than the loss, we saw that they have been able to face adversity after that loss to Calgary. They were able to get in there and clinch, and they're pretty good the last 7-8 games of the year. So, but this is, high pressure. You're at home. Can they come back after a pretty good ass kicking?
Yeah.
On the scoreboard.
Yeah. And that's the thing. But also the long shifts yesterday, there were a lot. Scheifele and Connor were on that ice for, I don't know, 2 minutes almost. It seemed like a lot. So they gotta cage that down. And like we talked about them earlier, they need Ehlers, as well as they played in that game 1, you need a little bit more offense that they didn't get in game 2. Ehlers could bring that, especially the power play, got 2 power play goes now, or 1. So
last night, sorry.
But that's also the second line getting it, right? Not the main one. So Ehlers would help a little bit. Wheeler, he had a goal or 2 goals and assist, or a goal and assist in the first game now. Oh, my memory is terrible. But Ehlers would bring that dynamic more to that line and give them more scoring opportunities. Niederreiter and Nemestikov have looked good as well in this series so far. Yeah. But I think Ehlers would definitely help that situation and maybe bring a little bit of firepower there.
Yeah, it's good to see that they're getting some secondary scoring.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Once that first line gets going, they can be unstoppable against the Knights. I hope so. I hope they really get it going. And like you said, they really need Ehlers out there. That crazy zone that they could not break in the neutral zone.
Yeah.
Whatever the 1-2-2 or whatever that they're playing, Ehlers would be able to at least kind of break that up and give some space for the other guys to move around and free up some guys to go towards the net.
We'll see. Yeah, it opens things up for Wheeler, and Wheeler doesn't have to be the main guy on that line trying to generate the offense, right? Ehlers can be that guy, and Wheeler can, get into his space and hopefully they can finish something off. They had chances yesterday. Like Domestikov missed the open net, that would have been a difference too. So
yeah,
they're playing well. I can't be down on them too much. They're 1-1 with this series. So game 3 at home tomorrow. It's gonna be tomorrow afternoon. I forgot.
I know. Oh, don't even get me started on times of these games. Yeah, let's not forget they started at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Like, come on, NHL, really? Let's talk about the other Canadian teams and see how they're doing in the playoffs. Let's start off with your favorite Toronto Maple Leafs. Team morale aside, they needed that game.
Yeah, I love the overreactions to game ones all the time. It's the same thing every year where everyone just goes crazy. Oh, Toronto sucks, they're done. And then they come back and win game 2. They played a good game yesterday. It definitely helped them that Tampa Bay suffered a couple injuries in that first game. Hedman out, Chernak out, Esimont, out as well. But, big game, big win for Toronto. Yeah, I don't like that Michael Bunting hits in that first game. Terrible to take a player out like that.
He should be out for the series.
Yeah, the 3 games is not enough. Stuff's not needed at all.
Direct target to the head.
Oh yeah,
come on, give me a break. Like Tony Kornheiser says, the game 1 in a playoff series is the most irrelevant game in the playoffs, and it's absolutely true. But they needed this game, not just morale wise, but stat wise. The Lightning are 10-0 when they win the first 2 games of a series. So if that veteran team, was able to get 2 games, especially the fact that they have to sit a couple players, like Hedman might not play.
Yeah, he's still iffy. And then you would have won 2 games on the road if they took them both, right? You're going back home with a 2-0 lead. So
Isamont is not playing.
We'll see. I guess Chernak too. I'm not sure if they're going to be back for tomorrow, but
that's going to start piling up for Tampa Bay because they're not a young team. There's a lot of miles on that.
No, that's what we talked about before the playoffs, right? They're an older team, and once you start losing, especially your top defenseman, things are going to be rough. And they have to. Samsonov hasn't been good in the first 2 games, but I wouldn't blame him solely on that first game loss. So, like a lot of people
didn't look too good.
No, and he got burnt. Yeah, exactly, it happens to the best of them, right?
A lot of odd man rushes, and I think they scored a lot of power play goals too, like 2 or 3. So
they were feeling it.
And how about Edmonton tying up the series?
What a team! Up 2-0 early in both games, and then letting that lead slip away. And luckily, they were able to figure out in game 2 and not losing that game because that would have been big for them to be also down 2-0, go back to LA.
Yeah, they just got to stay out of the penalty box. This is their series to lose. Like they're 2 for 10 on their power play, or they're 2 for 4 on their power play, and the Kings are 2 for 10. So they've had way more power plays, and if they can stay 5-on-5, like they've dominated all year with 5-on-5, it's their series to lose.
Yeah, McDavid only 1 assist so far in 2 games. That's crazy.
Draisaitl going nuts again.
3 goals, 2 assists.
Holy cow!
And so far, Stuart Skinner has not been great, under 900 save percentage. So he's got to pick it up a little bit too.
Are you surprised?
Well, the way he ended the season, a little bit, but at the same time, it's playoffs. Things change up a little bit. So rookie pressure, right? So
let's move on to the other NHL series. Let's go with Kraken and Colorado. Kraken making it interesting. Colorado looked like their old selves in the last game, and it'll be really interesting to see what kind of playoff atmosphere they have in Seattle and to see if their players can take advantage of it.
Yeah, 971 for Grubauer. That's crazy, man, against his old team, Philip Grubauer against in net. So he's definitely helped Seattle stake some leads and win game 1, and again, yesterday they were up 2-0 and Colorado fought back. Colorado may need Landeskog more than they think. We'll see if they can overcome it in the next couple games.
Didn't look like it last game.
No, but squeaked away a 3-2 win. So, and Gregorov for Colorado hasn't been very good in net so far. So,
no doubt. Dallas and Minnesota. Thoughts on that series so far?
Why did Minnesota start Marc-Andre Fleury in game 2?
Because that's the way they've been playing for the end of the year.
I know, but
That's how they got into the playoffs.
you got Philip Gustafson, who just came off an epic game one 962 save percentage in there to get the win, man. Ride him, and if he loses, then maybe you go to Fleury. But to throw Fleury in there, Fleury bombed, right? It wasn't a very good game for him at all. So not probably the greatest move.
Yeah, I'm more concerned if Dallas starts playing that garbage physical game. If they get into, they've already lost Pavelski, yes, for an extended amount of time, maybe 1 or 2 games. If they start getting into that physical, psychological game with Minnesota in Minnesota, I think that'll be Minnesota's series. So they just got to stick to their game and not get into the garbage with Minnesota and their stupidity.
Yeah, Minnesota loves that stuff.
I kind of understand them sticking with that switch on and off. It's worked for them the past week, and I get it. It was a great game, but you kind of go with what got you there. And yeah, bites him in the ass, but I kind of understand why he did it. Bruins and your boy Pomo's Panthers. I don't know. I got a couple questions. How much does losing their captain affect the Bruins? And how much does the return of Sam Bennett fuel the Panthers going forward? I think those will be the 2 stories in that series.
Yeah, it's big. Whenever they don't have Bergeron in that lineup, it's a huge loss. And like the clip you showed me or sent me there of Gudas taking Marchand and basically beating him up on the ice. That's big too, because you have to do that to him to throw him off his game again Absolutely. A little bit, because he likes doing that to other players and throwing them off their game. So if you can do that to him, it's a big win. Like, the Bruins look like a normal team. Allmark looked like a normal goalie, not his star style. So we'll see what happens in game 3 tonight, but good win for the Panthers and Pomo.
Islanders have an opportunity, maybe, to rally. See what I did there? Rally, North Carolina. Never mind. Fuck it. They're going to hit the home ice and, whatever, crazy non-call aside, I still think this is the Hurricanes being in control. Yeah, high stake, it happened. But still, they didn't come back on the play, so that's their own fault.
How do you miss that though? Like, the guy swung his stick and hit him in the face. I mean, it happens. There's going to be a lot of missed calls throughout the game, but in overtime, that's a pretty critical miss. So Sorokin did not look good on that winner anyways in overtime. He needs to be a little bit better. He hasn't been horrible, but he's let in a couple softies kind of things. So Ranta's been the better of the two. It's been close games. It's not like the Islanders are getting killed here. So they definitely have a chance. Win game 3, and you're right back in it.
Let's go into hot topics. The 49ers, should they trade for Aaron Rodgers?
Yes. At this point, yes. I don't know, man. The Rams gave up a couple first rounders. Stafford got him a Super Bowl, right? If you got to toss in another first rounder for next year, just one and whatever else, I would say yes, go ahead, do it. It gives you a chance. Your team, who has a wicked defense, wicked playmakers on offense, a very good chance of winning that Super Bowl and making the trade a success. So
yeah. I say no. He hasn't been to be a winner in a long time now. He's just put up numbers. You've been able to win and almost get there with a 7th rounder. Why are you going to break your salary cap with this guy? I don't understand.
Only saying it if Purdy is actually hurt more than what they think.
I'm just saying that they shouldn't do it at all. It's nonsensical. You find another QB out there that could be half average.
You got Trey Lance. The rumors are they're getting rid of Trey Lance. And then the rumors are they're trading Trey Lance for Kirk Cousins. So
why break your cap? Peyton Manning was a better QB than Tom Brady. True or false?
Technically, and stats and all that, yeah. But on the field, I'd give it to Brady with the wins, the Super Bowls, and just the longevity.
So false?
Yeah, I guess false. Yeah,
I'll go true. Nobody understood the game more than Peyton Manning. Brady was set up to succeed with that roster that he had. Not saying that he wasn't good. Don't get me wrong. But when you can start off with that, with Bill Belichick and a team that was already ready to season with Drew Bledsoe, Peyton Manning was ground zero. And if he had that roster, he'd be crazy. He was thrown for 7,000 yards.
Peyton Manning, though, did have a lot of better receivers than Brady did until Brady got Moss. Like, Brady had Deion Branch. Like, a lot of no-name kind, and not no-name really, but no-name kind of guys compared to Marvin Harrison and all the guys that Peyton had. So that definitely helped him. I'd love to see, you go back in time, flip them around in different situations, see what happens. But
I'd say Peyton Manning, the way he threw and his style and he was ability to see players open, he would have made any receiver. He made Dallas Clark an all-pro.
He couldn't get it done when it counted.
Enough. Because he never had a defense. Yeah. That's not his fault. With about a month away, we have the Winnipeg, a month away? Holy cow, and the Winnipeg Sea Bears. Have they done enough to promote their team?
No, I mean, besides a few tweets here and there, I don't know what's going on. I don't know where to get tickets. get into schools, man. Get to the kids. Like if I were to ask my kid if he knew about the Winnipeg Whiteout pro basketball team, he would probably say no.
No, it's horrible. I haven't seen anything social media, no commercials or whatever it is, no merchandise out there. They should be giving free merchandise everywhere. I still think it's a mistake playing at Canada Life Center. They should be playing at U of W, closer to the community that loves basketball. It's ridiculous. The prices of tickets are already stupid, and they're playing the cavernous arena when the U of W would be rocking. They can't even start an environment. Already bad. Whatever. Benny, you got anything to say to our friends?
You know what? Thanks a lot for listening, everyone. Don't forget, subscribe, follow, and leave us a rating on your favorite podcast provider. And go Jets, go!
Oh, go Jets, go Whiteout! I can't wait. In the famous words of LeVar Burton, we'll see you next time. Hey, friends and neighbors, don't forget to check us out online on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Ray Benny Sports. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. Leave a like, leave a comment, tell us what you think.